Задумайтесь о том самом мгновении, о моменте, когда вы были на грани, готовы были сдаться и исчезнуть, но по какой-то причине выдержали. Или вспомните тот случай, когда необъяснимое предчувствие заставило вас отклониться от привычного маршрута, и позже вы осознали, что это спасло вам, если не жизнь, то как минимум душевное равновесие. Вы отнесли это к удаче или простому совпадению? Забудьте, это не было случайностью, это была целенаправленная работа. Тихая, незримая и ювелирная работа силы, которая вела вас за руку через минное поле вашей собственной жизни. Сегодняшний разговор будет не о том, как стать лучше или добиться успеха. Мы поговорим о том, что уже существует, о невидимых нитях, управляющих вашей судьбой, и о знаках, которые вы встречаете ежедневно, но не умеете интерпретировать. Это не эзотерическая болтовня. Это расшифровка руководства к вашей собственной душе, основанная на идеях Карла Юнга, человека, заглянувшего в бессознательное глубже кого-либо. Так что, если вы ожидаете услышать очередные банальности, можете уходить, но если вы готовы выяснить, кто на самом деле управляет оркестром вашей жизни, то добро пожаловать. Вашей платой за это знание станут лайк и подписка. Рассматривайте это как энергетический обмен. А теперь пристегнитесь, будет увлекательно. Часть первая. Спасенные от неверных решений. Первый и наиболее явный признак того, что за вами стоит нечто большее, чем просто ангел-хранитель с дипломом риск-менеджера. Это необъяснимое убережение от роковых ошибок. Речь идет не о ситуациях, когда вы 5 раз перепроверили документ и обнаружили опечатку. Имеется в виду то иррациональное, почти животное ощущение в солнечном сплетении, которое кричит «нет», в то время как ваш мозг, вооруженный логикой и таблицами Excel, уверенно настаивает на «да». Полноценное духовное развитие начинается именно с осознания того, что ваш разум не всегда является вашим лучшим союзником. Ум — это великолепный инструмент, но доверять ему полное управление своей жизнью все равно, что позволить калькулятору выбирать вам спутника жизни. Результат будет точным, но, вероятнее всего, совершенно безжизненным. Ваш путь к осознанию этого феномена и ваше личное духовное пробуждение начинаются с честного ответа на вопрос: сколько раз вы оказывались в шаге от пропасти? От подписания того самого идеального контракта, который позже обернулся бы финансовой удавкой. От вступления в те прекрасные отношения, которые высосали бы из вас всю душу, оставив лишь пустую оболочку. Сколько раз вы, сами не зная почему, в последний момент отступали, а затем с ужасом наблюдали со стороны, как ловушка захлопывается за кем-то другим. Это и есть прямая помощь высших сил, не громкая и пафосная, а тихая и своевременная. Это и есть главный знак того, что вы находитесь под защитой. В этом и состоит суть развития интуиции — перестать спорить с этим внутренним голосом и начать ему доверять. Простое доверие Вселенной на практике выглядит именно так. Это не слепая вера, а уважение к собственной глубине. Это и есть первые настоящие духовные практики. Кстати, прежде чем мы с головой погрузимся в эту кроличью нору, давайте проведем небольшой социологический опрос. Кто нас сейчас смотрит? Если вы мужчина, просто отправьте в комментарии цифру 1. Если женщина, цифру 2. Без лишних слов, только цифра. Посмотрим, кого здесь больше привлекает разгадка главных тайн жизни. А теперь продолжим. Юнг называл эту внутреннюю инстанцию самостью. Это ваше истинное «я». Ваш внутренний центр, который, в отличие от эго, видит всю картину целиком. Прошлое, будущее и все возможные сценарии развития событий. И когда вы намереваетесь сделать шаг, который уведет вас далеко от вашего истинного предназначения, самость мягко, но настойчиво тянет за поводок. Это может проявляться как внезапная апатия к проекту, который еще вчера вас вдохновлял, или как необъяснимый дискомфорт рядом с человеком, который говорит правильные вещи, но от него исходит ощущение пустоты. Это и есть тот самый голос души, пробивающийся сквозь шум ваших мыслей. Осознание этого – ключ к тому, чтобы научиться слышать себя. И это не просто интуиция и предчувствие, это прямая защита высших сил. Сила подсознания – не абстрактный термин из популярной психологии. Это ваша персональная система навигации. И когда вы учитесь читать ее знаки Вселенной, вы начинаете понимать, как интерпретировать знаки Вселенной в своей жизни. Это и есть развитие интуиции в действии. Мы живем в мире, который превозносит логику. Нас учат анализировать, взвешивать и просчитывать. И если что-то не вписывается в эту схему, мы отвергаем это как глупость или страх. Но сколько раз эта глупость спасала вам жизнь? Сколько раз ваш страх на самом деле был мудростью вашего тела, которое ощущало опасность раньше, чем ваш перегруженный мозг? Признать это значит сделать первый шаг к настоящей свободе, перестать быть рабом собственного интеллекта и стать партнером своей души. Итак, мы установили, что невидимая сила действует как первоклассный риск-менеджер, оберегая нас от глупых решений. Но что она делает, когда катастрофа уже случилась, когда мир вокруг вас горит синим пламенем, а земля уходит из-под ног? О, здесь начинается самое интересное, потому что ее следующий трюк гораздо более впечатляющий, чем простая блокировка неудачной сделки. Часть 2. Тишина посреди бури. В жизни случаются моменты, когда все рушится, и не метафорически, а буквально. Потеря работы, разрыв отношений, страшный диагноз, предательство. У каждого свой набор таких радостей. В такие моменты мир превращается в оглушительную симфонию хаоса. Воздух становится плотным и тяжелым. Будущее сжимается до одной черной точки, а единственное желание — свернуться в клубок и прекратить существовать. Ваш разум охвачен паникой. Он перебирает тысячи сценариев, один хуже другого. Тело реагирует спазмами и холодом. Это нормальная реакция, так и должно быть, но вспомните, наверняка хотя бы раз в вашей жизни в самый пик этого ада происходило нечто странное. Когда паника должна была достичь своего апогея, вместо этого внезапно наступала тишина. Не снаружи, а внутри глубокое, иррациональное, почти абсурдное спокойствие. Словно посреди огненного торнадо кто-то невидимый накрыл вас звуконепроницаемым куполом. Вы по-прежнему видите хаос, но больше не слышите его оглушающего рева. Это не оптимизм, не самовнушение, а нечто совершенно иное. Это второй и гораздо более глубокий знак того, что вы под защитой. Юнг утверждал, что только в таинстве мы можем пережить жизнь. Это спокойствие и есть таинство. Это прямое вмешательство вашей самости, вашего глубинного центра, который невосприимчив к внешним бурям. В то время как ваше эго мечется в агонии, крича «Мы все умрем», ваша душа спокойно говорит «Дыши, я здесь, и это тоже пройдет». Это ощущение настолько выбивается из логики происходящего, что мозг не может его объяснить и часто списывает на шок. Но это не шок. Шок парализует, а это спокойствие, напротив, дает силы сделать следующий шаг. Подняться с кровати, умыться, совершить один звонок, продолжать дышать. Это и есть та самая живая символика, о которой говорил Юнг. В моменты, когда рациональные аргументы и слова поддержки бессильны, психика исцеляется через опыт. И этот опыт тихого присутствия в центре бури – самый мощный, целительный символ. Он доказывает вам на уровне ощущений, а не мыслей, что внутри вас есть нечто нерушимое, что не может быть затронуто ни потерей, ни болью, ни предательством. Это ваш внутренний корень, уходящий так глубоко, что никакая буря на поверхности не способна его вырвать. Итак, эта сила является не только риск-менеджером, но и кризисным психологом, впечатляющий набор компетенций. Но и это еще не все. Она также немного поэт, немного художник и, честно говоря, большой любитель ребусов. Она обожает оставлять повсюду загадочные послания и шифры. И если вы думаете, что речь сейчас пойдет о перьях ангелов на подушке или знамениях в облаках, то приготовьтесь быть приятно разочарованными и одновременно потрясенными. Часть 3. Послание в повседневном. Это самый игривый и в то же время самый сложный для восприятия нашим циничным умом знак. Это язык синхронии. Вселенная постоянно общается с вами, но делает это не громкими заявлениями с небес, а тихим шепотом на языке совпадений. Это та самая песня, которая внезапно начинает играть по радио именно с той фразой, которая вам нужна в данный момент. Это случайно подслушанный разговор в метро, дающий ответ на вопрос, мучивший вас неделями. Это одно и то же слово, число или символ, которое начинает преследовать вас повсюду, словно подмигивая и говоря: «Эй, обрати на меня внимание». Карл Юнг ввел термин синхронии для описания этих явлений. Он называл это акаузальным связующим принципом. Говоря простым языком, это значимое совпадение двух или более событий, не связанных причинно-следственной связью, но имеющих общий смысл для наблюдателя. Проще говоря, это когда Вселенная подмигивает лично вам. Это не случайность, и не вы просто стали чаще замечать. Это прямой диалог. Проблема в том, что мы разучились слушать этот язык. Наш внутренний эфир переполнен шумом, тревогами, планами, сомнениями, бесконечным потоком информации. А Вселенная не пытается перекричать этот шум. Она уважает вашу свободу воли, включая свободу быть глухим и слепым. Она просто оставляет свои послания на видном месте и ждет, когда вы, наконец, убавите громкость в своей голове и начнете замечать. Вот почему самые сильные знаки приходят тогда, когда вы меньше всего их ожидаете. Когда вы отпустили контроль, устали искать ответы и просто существуете в моменте сдачи, в моменте пустоты. Ваш внутренний скептик, конечно, сейчас ворчит, что это все предвзятость подтверждения, и это нормально. Но спросите себя честно, сколько раз эти случайности были настолько точными и своевременными, что объяснение простой вероятностью кажется гораздо более натянутым, чем признание существования некоего разумного порядка. Чем больше вы признаете эти знаки, тем чаще они начинают происходить. Не потому, что их становится больше, а потому, что вы настраиваете свой внутренний приемник на их частоту. Вы вступаете в диалог, показываете, что готовы слушать, и тогда начинается настоящее волшебство повседневности. Часть 4. Защита через чувства. Если предыдущие знаки были работой вашего небесного риск-менеджера и кризисного психолога, то 4-й знак — это работа службы безопасности, причем самой элитной, встроенной прямо в ваше тело. Мы говорим о чистом животном инстинкте, о том самом чувстве, которое невозможно объяснить, но игнорировать самоубийственно. Нас учат, что тело — это просто такси для нашего мозга. Какая чушь! Ваше тело — это высокоточный сейсмограф, улавливающий вибрации мира задолго до того, как ваш разум вообще поймет, что произошло землетрясение. Современная наука, кряхтя и краснея, начинает это подтверждать. Исследования показывают, что наше сердце генерирует электромагнитное поле, которое простирается на несколько метров вокруг нас. Это не метафора, а ваша персональная система раннего оповещения. Именно она сканирует людей и пространство, вынося вердикт «опасно» или «безопасно». Это тот самый холод в животе рядом с человеком, который улыбается вам в лицо, или внезапное ощущение тепла и правильности в месте, где вы никогда раньше не были. Давайте перейдем от теории к жесткой практике. Есть история про женщину, назовем ее Анна. У нее была назначена важнейшая командировка, от которой зависела вся ее карьера. Билеты были куплены, отель забронирован, презентация отточена до блеска. Логика кричала: «Вперед! Это твой шанс!» Но за час до выхода из дома ее тело взбунтовалось. Это был необычный мандраж. Это был ледяной металлический узел в груди, сжимавшийся с каждой минутой. Ее разум твердил: «Соберись, тряпка, это просто нервы». Но инстинкт, древний и безжалостный, шептал одно слово: «Не лети». Вопреки здравому смыслу, уговорам коллег и риску потерять все, она позвонила в авиакомпанию и отменила билет. А через 2 часа в новостях показали обломки того самого самолета. Ее разум спас бы ее карьеру, но ее инстинкт спас ей жизнь. Теперь спросите себя, сколько раз ваше тело пыталось вас спасти? Сколько раз оно кричало вам об опасности, а вы затыкали ему рот таблеткой от тревожности? Сколько раз оно говорило «да» хорошему человеку, а вы отмахивались, потому что он не соответствовал вашему списку требований? Этот инстинкт не плод воображения. Это самый чистый и честный язык, на котором с вами говорит защищающая вас сила. Юнг был убежден, что самые важные истины приходят не через разум. Он говорил: часто руки решают загадку, над которой интеллект бился напрасно. Ваше тело, ваши руки, ваше сердце, они уже знают ответ. Часть 5. Главный приз. Итак, мы рассмотрели 4 ключевых знака, 4 способа, которыми Вселенная стучится в вашу дверь. Но для чего все это? Просто чтобы уберечь вас от пары-тройки неприятностей. Какая мелочность! Нет, у всей этой сложной многолетней операции по вашему спасению есть одна, но грандиозная цель. И сейчас мы поговорим не о 5-м знаке, а о главном призе. О том, ради чего все это затевалось. О том, что является самым неопровержимым доказательством того, что вас ведут. Оглянитесь вокруг. Мир полон раненых людей, которые, чтобы больше не испытывать боль, решили не чувствовать вообще ничего. Они надели броню цинизма, вооружились сарказмом и возвели вокруг своей души неприступные стены. Они выжили, да, но перестали жить. Они променяли риск чувствовать на гарантию пустоты. Это самый печальный исход из всех возможных. А теперь посмотрите на себя. Честно. Несмотря на все шрамы, предательства, потери и разочарования, ваше сердце все еще бьется. В нем еще есть место для надежды. В нем еще осталась способность любить и доверять. Вы не превратились в ходячий саркофаг. Каким-то чудом, пройдя через ад, вы умудрились не сгореть дотла. Вы сохранили свою душу живой. И вот это, мой друг, и есть величайшее доказательство божественной защиты. Вас не уберегли от боли, но вас уберегли от того, чтобы эта боль вас уничтожила. Юнг называл этот процесс индивидуацией, становлением самим собой. Он утверждал, что цель жизни не в том, чтобы избежать страданий, а в том, чтобы пройти через них и не быть ими изуродованным. Цель — сохранить свою суть, свою целостность. Если вы дошли до этого момента своей жизни, не потеряв способности чувствовать, знайте, вы справились с главной задачей. Невидимая сила провела вас по лезвию ножа. И пусть вы порезались, но вы не упали, вы остались целы, и это настоящее чудо. Мы разобрались в знаках, увидели, как работает защита, и даже заглянули в святая святых, собственную душу. Но все это лишь красивые философии, если не знать, как повернуть ключ в замке. То, что вы услышите дальше, это не просто очередной пункт. Это инструкция, которая превратит теорию в вашу ежедневную практику. Это самый важный фрагмент всего нашего разговора. Если вы досмотрели до этого момента и готовы к самому главному, просто поставьте плюс в комментариях. Это займет секунду, а мы будем знать, что вы с нами и готовы к посвящению. А теперь к сути. Часть 6. Искусство жить под защитой. Итак, вы осознали, что играете в высшей лиге. Но для игры нужны не только правила, но и навыки. Вот 5 практических ключей, которые откроют вам дверь к постоянному диалогу с вашей защитой. Первый ключ. Научитесь слушать тишину. Выделите хотя бы 5 минут в день на полный информационный детокс. Без телефона, музыки или книг. Просто вы и тишина. Сначала это будет невыносимо. Из подсознания поднимутся все монстры, которых вы игнорировали. Но именно в этой тишине, когда шум ума стихает, вы начинаете слышать тот самый шепот. Второй ключ. Уважайте свое «нет» без оправданий. Когда ваше тело сигнализирует о дискомфорте, сдавленность в груди, узел в животе, внезапная усталость, доверьтесь ему немедленно. Вам не нужны логические причины, чтобы сказать «нет» предложению, человеку или ситуации. Ваше тело уже провело анализ на уровне, недоступном вашему сознанию. Третий ключ. Станьте детективом синхронии. Начните замечать маленькие неслучайные случайности, повторяющееся слово, внезапную встречу, песню с ответом на ваш вопрос. Не нужно впадать в паранойю. Просто отмечайте это с легкой усмешкой, как будто вы с Вселенной играете в свою тайную игру. Чем больше вы играете, тем чаще она вам подыгрывает. Четвертый ключ. Принимайте боль, не прописывая ее у себя дома. Боль – это гость. Иногда неприятный, но всегда временный. Позвольте ей прийти, почувствуйте ее, поговорите с ней, но не позволяйте ей оставаться на ночь и уж тем более переписывать на себя вашу квартиру. Создайте ритуал прощания, напишите письмо и сожгите, пробегитесь до изнеможения, прокричитесь в лесу. Важно дать сигнал «Я тебя увидел, а теперь уходи». Пятый ключ. Празднуйте невидимые победы. Отказались от приглашения, которое не резонировало с душой. Это победа. Доверились интуиции, хотя все вокруг крутили пальцем у виска. Победа. Промолчали там, где раньше бы взорвались. Величайшая победа. Именно эти маленькие внутренние триумфы строят вашу невидимую крепость. Это были ключи, которые вы можете использовать каждый день. Но есть еще два. Это не ключи, а два главных принципа, которые превращают ученика в мастера. Это то, что отличает человека, который использует силу, от того, кто живет в ней. Первый принцип – ежедневная капитуляция. Каждое утро, вместо того, чтобы планировать завоевание мира, скажите себе простую фразу: «Я принимаю руководство, я доверяю потоку, я сдаюсь защите, которая умнее меня». Это не поражение, а священное смирение, признание того, что вы не босс этой вселенной, а ее любимый, хоть и непутевый ребенок. И вот здесь я попрошу вас сделать одну вещь прямо сейчас. Серьезно. Поставьте это видео на паузу, откройте комментарии и без формальностей напишите, какой самый сильный поступок, на который вас толкнула интуиция, какой совет она вам дала, который вы до сих пор вспоминаете с благодарностью. Мы не будем судить или оценивать. Это ваше пространство правды, и мы здесь, чтобы поддержать. Написали? Отлично. Тогда идем дальше. Второй принцип. Сделайте терпение своей суперсилой. Защита, которая вас ведет, работает не по вашему расписанию, а по своему. Ответы приходят не тогда, когда вы их требуете, а когда вы готовы их принять. Доверьтесь времени. Перестаньте дергать росток, чтобы посмотреть, как он растет. Он знает, что делает, и тот, кто его посадил, тоже.
and your motivation evaporates. But consistency is not about how you feel, it's about who you are. You don't need to feel like a parent to take care of your kids. You don't need to feel like a professional to show up at work. You don't need to feel like brushing your teeth to brush your damn teeth, because it's who you are. It's what you do. It's part of your identity. If you only act when you feel motivated, you are a slave. You're chained to emotion. But when you shift to consistency, when you decide this is me, this is non-negotiable, this is what I do whether I feel like it or not, you are free. That's when the game changes. That's when you stop needing to push yourself and you start being pulled by who you've become. Think about it. The soldier doesn't say, I don't feel like protecting my country today. The surgeon doesn't say, I don't feel like operating. The athlete doesn't say, I don't feel like practicing. They do it because it's who they are. It's in their DNA. And when you install consistency into your identity, it becomes automatic. You don't negotiate with yourself. You don't wonder if you should. You just do. And here's the secret. Consistency creates motivation, not the other way around. You want the fire, you want the spark, you want to feel alive again. Don't wait for it. Generate it. And the way you generate it is by keeping the promises you make to yourself. You build momentum, you stack proof, you give yourself evidence that you're not the person you used to be. That's where real confidence comes from. Evidence, self-trust, the knowing, not the hoping that you will do what you say you will do. Motivation is fleeting. Consistency is forever. You can lose motivation in a day, but when you own consistency, you own your destiny. And listen, every broken promise to yourself is self-betrayal. You know exactly what I'm talking about. How many times have you said, this is it, this is the year, I'm gonna get in shape, I'm gonna launch that business, I'm gonna wake up early, I'm gonna change. You make the declaration, you feel the power of it for a moment, and then when it comes time to act, you hesitate, you delay, you quit, you break your own word, and in that moment you don't just lose progress, you lose trust. Discipline is freedom disguised as effort. Most people don't get this. They think discipline is punishment. They think discipline is prison. They think discipline means giving up joy, giving up fun, giving up life, and because they see discipline as chains, they run from it. But let me tell you the truth. The real chains are on the people who avoid discipline. The real prison is living a life dictated by impulse, by distraction, by laziness. Look around. How many people do you know who are trapped in jobs they hate, bodies they despise, relationships that drain them, and yet they call discipline a prison? No, what's killing them isn't discipline. What's killing them is the lack of it. See, discipline is freedom disguised as effort. It's the price you pay up front to live without regrets. The effort feels heavy in the moment, but the freedom it buys lasts a lifetime. Waking up early when you don't feel like it, that's effort, but the freedom it buys is momentum. Hitting the gym when you'd rather stay in bed, that's effort, but the freedom it buys is health, energy, vitality. Saying no to the impulse, to the junk, to the easy option, that's effort. But the freedom it buys is power, the power to own your life instead of being owned by your urge. Here's the paradox. People think they're free when they say yes to every desire, every craving, every distraction. But that's not freedom, that's slavery. Slavery to comfort, slavery to addiction, slavery to the path of least resistance. And every time you bow down to it, you shrink. You surrender your future one small choice at a time. But discipline is different. Discipline is saying, I run me. My impulses don't run me. My distractions don't own me. My excuses don't command me. I am the master. I decide. That's not prison. That's power. That's freedom. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. Discipline is not natural. Discipline is forged. Discipline is forced. Discipline is trained like a muscle. And yes, it hurts at first. Yes, it feels like effort. But that effort, that pain, that's the price. That's the ticket to your freedom. And the people who avoid the price always end up paying a bigger one. The price of regret, the price of lost years, the price of unfulfilled potential. You want to be free, then embrace discipline. Love it. Chase it. Because it's the only doorway to a life on your terms. Comfort is the assassin of your future. If there is one force in this world that quietly, slowly, invisibly kills more dreams than anything else, it's not fear, it's not failure, it's comfort. Comfort doesn't come with alarms. It doesn't scream in your face. Comfort seduces you. Comfort whispers, "You're fine. You've done enough. Take it easy. You deserve it." And while you're listening, while you're relaxing, while you're letting yourself off the hook, your future is being murdered in silence. Comfort is the slow drip of poison. You don't notice it at first. So how do you beat it? You declare war on it. You run toward discomfort every single day. You choose the harder path on purpose. You put yourself in situations that stretch you, scare you, demand more from you. Because growth lives on the other side of discomfort. Success lives on the other side of discomfort. Freedom lives on the other side of discomfort. You've been taught to seek comfort, to chase easy, to avoid pain. That programming is poison. Because the truth is, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of discomfort you are willing to embrace. Want an extraordinary life? Then you need to do extraordinary things. And extraordinary things never come from comfort zone. The greats, the ones you admire, the ones you look up to, they weren't lucky, they weren't chosen, they were willing to suffer, willing to push, willing to endure discomfort every single day until discomfort became normal, until discomfort became their advantage. If you want to kill your future, stay comfortable. But if you want to own your future, destroy comfort before it destroys you. Wake up earlier, train harder, risk rejection, stretch your limits, do the thing your mind resists. Live in discomfort until comfort feels like poison in your mouth. Because it is. Listen, your time is running out. You don't have decades to waste living half alive. You don't have years to keep negotiating with your excuses. Life is now. Your future is bleeding out every time you choose comfort. The assassin is in your house. And unless you fight back, you will lose everything. So stop hiding, stop waiting, stop surrendering to the lie of comfort. Choose discipline, choose discomfort, choose growth, because that's the only way you win. Discipline is freedom disguised as effort. Comfort is the assassin of your future. Put those two truths deep into your nervous system. Live them, breathe them, act on them, because your destiny depends on it. You don't need more time, you need more follow-through. Time is not your problem. Time has never been your problem. You get the same 24 hours as the billionaire, the Olympian, the visionary, the parent raising kids while building an empire. Stop lying to yourself that if you just had more hours in the day, you'd finally make your move. That's the story of people who die with their potential still locked inside. You don't need more time, you need more follow-through. Because here's the truth, you already know what to do. You don't need another book. You don't need another podcast. You don't need another strategy. The plan isn't missing. Your execution is. You don't suffer from lack of information. You suffer from lack of decision. Every day you delay. Every day you hesitate. Every day you break your own word. You are training your nervous system to tolerate mediocrity. People love to say, "I'm busy." Busy is a drug. Busy is the excuse of the uncommitted. Busy is movement without progress. Effort without results. Stop being busy and start being effective. And the only way to be effective is through ruthless follow-through. When you commit, you finish. When you start, you complete. When you speak it, you live it. No negotiation, no delay, no story. Do you want to know what kills dreams? It's not failure. It's not rejection. It's the slow poison of procrastination. It's the habit of starting and stopping. It's the disease of half-done projects, abandoned goals, promises you don't keep. That is what strangles potential. That is what keeps you average. Follow-through is to separate. Follow-through is the trait of leaders, of finishers, of warriors. Everyone starts. Few finish. Everyone dreams. Few execute. Everyone wants. Few commit. And the difference between those who live the life they imagine and those who don't is not time. It's follow-through. You don't need to change everything. You don't need to master the world. You need to follow through on the things you've already said matter. Imagine the force of your life if every single time you said, "I'll do it," it got done. Imagine the momentum, the confidence, That's not fantasy. That's identity. You choose it. You live it. Stop asking for more hours. Stop waiting for the right moment. The right moment is when you follow through. That's when doors open. That's when momentum builds. That's when you transform. The world doesn't reward the one with the most ideas. It rewards the one with the most execution. So stop lying to yourself. You don't need more time. You need more follow-through. Decide now that when you commit, it is final. When you say it, it's done. And watch your life explode with power. Your results are the scoreboard of your consistency. Life does not care about your intentions. Life does not care about your excuses, your stories, your reasons why it hasn't worked out yet. The world doesn't pay you for effort. It doesn't reward you for trying. It measures you by results, and your results are the scoreboard of your consistency. Look at your body. That's not genetics. That's consistency. Look at your bank account. That's not luck. That's consistency. Look at your relationships, your career, your energy, all of it. The life you live right now is the direct reflection of what you've done repeatedly over time. Not once, not occasionally, not when you felt like it, but consistently. You can't escape this truth. You don't get the body of your dreams from one workout. You don't build wealth from one good week. You don't create a thriving marriage from one romantic gesture. Life is compounding. What you do daily, relentlessly, without excuse, that's what shows up. That's the scoreboard. And here's the part that should shake you awake. The scoreboard doesn't lie. You can tell yourself stories. You can justify, rationalize, explain. But the scoreboard is brutally honest. It reflects your standards, not your wishes. It reflects your habits, not your hopes. It reflects your consistency, not your potential. Stop getting mad at the scoreboard. If you don't like your results, don't curse the game. Change your play. Change your consistency. Stop dabbling. Stop starting and stopping. Stop living like effort every once in a while should deliver greatness. Greatness doesn't come from intensity once in a while. Greatness comes from consistency all the time. The truth is simple. Small disciplines, repeated daily, become massive results. Tiny compromises, repeated daily, become disaster. That's the law of life. You are either compounding power or compounding weakness every single day, and the scoreboard keeps track. So ask yourself, what is your scoreboard saying right now? Does it scream excellence? Does it reflect mastery? Does it tell the world you are relentless, unstoppable, consistent? Or does it expose your excuses, your inconsistency, your half-commitment? You can't fake consistency. You either show up or you don't. You either keep your word or you don't. You either build momentum or you kill it. And the scoreboard never lies. This is not about shame. This is about awakening. This is about looking reality in the face and making the decision that from this moment forward, your scoreboard will rise. Your results will reflect your true power. Your consistency will become non-negotiable. Stop worshiping intensity. Start worshiping consistency. Stop chasing bursts of effort. Start owning daily disciplines. Because life doesn't give you what you want. Life gives you what you consistently demand of yourself. And the scoreboard tells the truth every time. Your results are the scoreboard of your consistency. And the only way to win is to own your consistency like your life depends on it. Because it does. Excuses are lies you sell yourself to stay small. Excuses are poison. They sound intelligent, they sound reasonable, they sound protective, but they are lies. Lies you've rehearsed so many times, you mistake them for truth. Lies you whisper to yourself to justify staying small, staying safe, staying average. I don't have the time. Lie. You have time for Netflix. You have time for scrolling. You have time for distractions that do nothing for your future. It's not time you lack. It's commitment. I don't have the money. Lie. You've wasted more money on impulse buys, on comfort, on temporary fixes than you care to admit. If it mattered enough, you'd find a way. You'd sell something. You'd sacrifice something. You'd invest in yourself because nothing pays higher dividends. I'm too tired. Too old. Too young. Too late. Lies. Every single one. Those are just costumes your fear wears to keep you in place. The truth is, you're scared of who you'd have to become if you stopped making excuses. Because if you dropped the stories, if you dropped the lies, you'd have to face the truth. You're capable of so much more. And that's terrifying, isn't it? Excuses are comfort for the mind. They let you off the hook. They let you feel okay about not showing up, not risking, not following through. But every time you let that excuse run your life, you are chiseling away at your soul. You are teaching yourself weakness. You are shrinking your identity into someone who's settled. The most dangerous thing about excuses is they don't just keep you where you are, they pull you backwards. Because while you're soothing yourself with lies, life is moving forward without you. Someone else is taking action. Someone else is claiming the opportunity. Someone else is becoming the person you could have been. The only way you rise is to rip the mask off the excuses and call them what they are. Lies. Stop negotiating with them. Stop entertaining them. Stop dressing them up as reasons. Reasons create results. Excuses create regret. You want power? Then stop lying to yourself. Stop saying you can't when the truth is you won't. Stop saying you don't have when the truth is you haven't prioritized. Stop saying later when the truth is you're afraid right now. Own it. Face it. Kill it. The people who change their lives are not the ones with the best resources, the best timing, the perfect conditions. They're the ones who eliminate excuses. They take full responsibility. They burn the stories. They decide. Excuses are lies you sell yourself to stay small. And the day you stop buying them is the day you become unstoppable. Every rep, every choice, every day is a vote for who you become. You are not your dreams. You are not your intentions. You are not what you plan to do. You are what you repeatedly do. Every rep, every choice, every day is a vote for who you become. And the ballot box never closes. Think about it. When you hit the gym and push one more rep, you're not just building muscle, you're casting a vote for the identity of someone disciplined, someone relentless, someone who follows through. When you skip it, when you give in, when you break your word, you're casting a vote for the identity of someone who talks but doesn't live it. One choice, one vote. Every day, you're sculpting your future with invisible chisels called habits. Each decision is carving your identity in stone. You don't rise to your intentions. You sink to your patterns. And your patterns are just the accumulation of the votes you've cast, day after day, choice after choice. This is why people stay stuck. They think transformation happens in a big moment, a single breakthrough, a massive shift. But it's not the breakthrough alone. It's what you vote for every single day after the breakthrough. Your life is not determined by what you do once. It's determined by what you do always. And here's the power in that. You are always one choice away from shifting the election. You are never locked in. You can always cast a new vote. You can always decide that today the ballot goes to discipline, to power, to resilience, to greatness, and enough of those votes repeated over time, they shift your entire identity. The tragedy, most people don't realize they're voting. They think skipping the workout doesn't matter. They think hitting snooze doesn't matter. They think procrastinating on that call doesn't matter. It matters. Every single choice matters. Because each one reinforces an identity, and that identity is building your destiny. Who do you want to become? That's the only question that matters. Because the answer isn't written in your vision board, your goals, or your journal. The answer is written in your daily votes. You can't say you want to be fit if your votes go to junk food and laziness. You can't say you want to be wealthy if your votes go to excuses and avoidance. You can't say you want to be powerful if your votes go to weakness. The ballot is in your hands every single day, every rep, every choice, every day. This is how you build a life. This is how you become unstoppable. Decide right now. From this moment forward, every action is a conscious vote for the person you're committed to becoming. Every rep, every choice, every day, you are casting your ballot. So vote like your future depends on it, because it does. Quitting is easy, but so is showing up. Choose which easy builds your life. Quitting is always there. It whispers. It seduces. It offers comfort dressed up as relief. Quitting says, you don't have to hurt anymore. You don't have to push anymore. Just stop. And truth is, quitting is easy, but so is showing up. Both are easy, and that's the trap. You think quitting saves you energy, but it doesn't. It drains your spirit. It robs you of self-respect. It leaves you with a hollow victory, the comfort of today traded for the regret of tomorrow. Quitting is easy, but the bill it hands you later is brutal. Showing up is also easy. Not running a marathon, just showing up. Not building Rome in a day, just laying the next brick, just making the next call, just writing the next page, just pushing the next rep. It doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require genius. It requires showing up. And if quitting compounds weakness, showing up compounds power. Every time you quit, you reinforce the identity of a quitter. Every time you show up, even when it's messy, even when it's ugly, even when it's far from perfect, you reinforce the identity of someone who is unstoppable. You're not building skill alone, you're building self-trust, and that is the foundation of everything. The world will give you 1,000 reasons to quit. Circumstances, setbacks, pain, fear, failure, but life only rewards one thing: the decision to show up no matter what. Not once, not twice, relentlessly. Think about this. Every great champion wanted to quit. Every entrepreneur on the edge of breakthrough wanted to quit. Every person who ever built something meaningful stared down the temptation of easy, but they chose the other easy. The easy of just showing up one more time, the easy of not quitting today. The difference between those who rise and those who disappear is not talent, not luck, not circumstances. It's this: they decided quitting would not be an option. They chose the easy that builds, not the easy that destroys. Quitting is easy, showing up is easy. Which easy are you choosing? Because one makes your life smaller, the other makes your life unstoppable. Decide now. You will not quit. You will show up. You will choose the easy that builds your destiny. Force yourself to be consistent and watch the world bend to your will. Most people wait for motivation. They wait for the perfect mood, the right conditions, the spark of inspiration, and that's why they fail. Motivation is a luxury. Consistency is the requirement. Listen to me. Everything you've heard in this message is not theory. It's not hype. It's not philosophy. It's the roadmap of transformation. But a roadmap is useless if you refuse to move. The truth is, you already know what happens if you go back to your old patterns. More of the same, more excuses, more broken promises, more regret. And you and I both know that's death in slow motion. The part of you that's been hiding, the part of you that's been waiting for permission, the part of you that's been pretending you're not powerful, I'm calling that part out. This is your life. No more excuses, no more delay, only a decision to rise or to stay small. The choice is yours, but if you choose to rise, your future is waiting. This is Tony Robbins' track, and the next video you watch here may be the exact key you've been missing to unlock your breakthrough.
You were not born just to exist, go through routines, and eventually fade away. You were designed with a purpose, a divine blueprint that was placed inside you before you ever took your first breath. Everything in creation has a reason for being, from the sun that gives light to the trees that provide oxygen. Nothing exists without a purpose, and you are no exception. The problem is that many people live their entire lives without ever discovering why they were born. They drift through life, conforming to expectations, settling for mediocrity, and ignoring the potential that lies dormant within them. The greatest tragedy in life is not death. It is living without ever knowing why you were here in the first place. Your purpose is not something you create. It is something you discover. It is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. But the old version of yourself, the version shaped by fear, doubt, past failures, and the limitations others placed on you, must die before your true self can emerge. That old version is comfortable, predictable, and resistant to change. It prefers the safety of the familiar over the risk of stepping into the unknown. Yet every great person who has ever walked this earth had to make a decision to reject their old self in order to embrace the future they were meant to live. Your greatest enemy is not the devil, not other people, not the circumstances around you. It is the old version of yourself that refuses to move forward. It is the voice inside you that whispers, "You're not good enough. You don't have what it takes. Stay where you are. It's safer here." That voice is not your friend. It is the assassin of your destiny. It convinces you that comfort is better than courage, that settling is better than striving, and that the past is proof of what your future will be. But that voice is a liar. The old version of you thrives on fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. It reminds you of every mistake you've ever made and uses your past as a weapon against your future. But if you keep living based on who you used to be, you will never step into who you were meant to become. You cannot hold on to the old and expect to walk in the new. A seed must die before it becomes a tree. A caterpillar must let go of its form before it becomes a butterfly. You must be willing to bury the old version of yourself so that the real you, the powerful, unstoppable, purpose-driven you can rise. The battle is not external, it is internal. Until you win the war within, nothing outside will change. You can change your surroundings, change your job, change the people around you, but if the old you is still alive, you will always find yourself in the same cycle. Transformation does not happen by accident, it happens by decision. The moment you decide that the old version of you no longer serves you, that is the moment your real life begins. Comfort is the greatest enemy of progress. It feels good, it feels safe, and it makes you believe that staying where you are is the best option. But the truth is, nothing great has ever been achieved inside the walls of comfort. Every person who has ever accomplished something significant had to step beyond what was familiar, beyond what was easy, and into the unknown. The comfort zone is not a place of growth, it is a prison. It locks you into routines, habits, and mindsets that keep you from becoming who you were meant to be. Many people settle in life not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunities, but because they refuse to leave their comfort zones. They desire success, but they do not want to experience discomfort. They want to grow, but they are unwilling to stretch. They want the rewards of transformation without the process of change. But the reality is, every time you refuse to step out of your comfort zone, you are choosing stagnation. The longer you stay in the same place, doing the same things, thinking the same way, the more you imprison yourself in a life of mediocrity. Growth requires discomfort. Just like a seed must break through the soil to become a tree, you must be willing to break through the limitations that hold you back. It is not enough to wish for more. You must be willing to push past what is comfortable. The people who changed the world are not those who had it easy, but those who embraced the struggle, who walked into uncertainty with faith, and who refused to let fear dictate their future. Every level of your life will demand a new version of you, and that new version can only emerge when you dare to leave behind what is familiar. The greatest war you will ever fight is not with other people, not with circumstances, not even with obstacles in your way. The greatest war is in your mind. Your thoughts shape your reality. The way you think determines the way you live. Every limitation in your life begins in your mind before it manifests in your actions. If you believe you are not capable, you will act accordingly. If you believe you are limited by your past, you will never move beyond it. If you believe that success is for other people but not for you, you will live a life that reflects that belief. Transformation begins when you take control of your thoughts. You must train your mind to think differently, to reject the lies of fear and self-doubt, and to embrace the mindset of growth. The greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries were not those who had perfect conditions, but those who refused to allow limiting beliefs to define them. They mastered their minds, and in doing so, they mastered their lives. You do not need more time, more resources, or more opportunities. You need a renewed mind. When you shift your thinking, you shift your future. Excuses are the silent killers of potential. They disguise themselves as reasons, but in reality, they are nothing more than justifications for staying the same. Every time an excuse is made, an opportunity is lost. People often say they don't have enough time, they don't have the right resources, or they don't have the right connection. But history has shown that the greatest individuals were not the ones who had perfect conditions. They were the ones who refused to let their conditions define them. Excuses build walls around potential, keeping people trapped in cycles of inaction. They create an illusion of powerlessness, making people believe that they have no control over their future. But the truth is, every excuse is a choice. A choice to stay stagnant, a choice to settle, a choice to accept less than what is possible. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not talent or luck. It is the ability to silence excuses and take responsibility. Excuses rob people of opportunities that could change their lives. They convince them to wait for the right time, not realizing that time will never feel perfect. The right moment is created by action, not by waiting. Those who achieve greatness do not wait for ideal circumstances. They step out in faith, even when conditions seem unfavorable. They understand that progress is made through effort, not through waiting for everything to align perfectly. Fear often fuels excuses. People fear failure, so they create reasons why they shouldn't even try. They fear rejection, so they convince themselves they are not ready. But every time fear wins, potential is buried. Every great accomplishment requires stepping beyond fear, beyond doubt, and into action. The difference between a life of fulfillment and a life of regret is the willingness to do what others make excuses to avoid. The future belongs to those who are bold enough to claim it. The world does not reward hesitation. It rewards those who take action despite uncertainty. Playing it safe has never led to greatness. The people who changed history were not the ones who followed the crowd, stayed in line, and waited for permission. They were the ones who saw opportunities where others saw obstacles. They dared to dream beyond their circumstances, to believe in something greater than their present reality. Fear of failure keeps many people from ever stepping into their destiny. They would rather stay in familiar struggles than risk the unknown. But fear is only powerful when it is obeyed. The bold understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of the process. They do not let setbacks define them, and they do not let fear dictate their choices. Every great achievement was once just a step of faith taken in uncertainty. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision to act in spite of it. The people who shape the future are not those without fear, but those who refuse to let fear hold them back. They take risks, embrace challenges, and push past limitations. Fear will always be present, but it does not have to be in control. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Many people have dreams, ambitions, and desires for a better life, but very few have the discipline to put in the work required to achieve them. Talent is not enough. Intelligence is not enough. Even opportunities are not enough if there is no discipline to sustain them. The people who rise to greatness are not necessarily the most gifted, but they are the most disciplined. They understand that success is not about what you do occasionally, but about what you do consistently. Discipline means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing what is necessary, not just what is convenient. Many people are driven by emotions. They work hard when they feel motivated, they push forward when things are easy, but the moment it becomes difficult, they slow down or quit. That is why so many never reach their full potential. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It is the ability to stay committed long after the excitement has worn off. Every successful person has mastered the art of discipline. They wake up early, they prioritize their goals, they stay focused even when distractions come, and they do not allow excuses to derail them. They do not wait for inspiration, they create habits that produce results. They understand that motivation may get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. They train their minds and bodies to obey their purpose rather than their emotions. Discipline also requires sacrifice. It means letting go of temporary pleasures for long-term rewards. It means choosing growth over comfort. Many people want to succeed, but they do not want to give up the habits that keep them from success. They want financial freedom, but they are not willing to be disciplined with their spending. They want to be healthy, but they are not willing to be disciplined with their diet and exercise. They want to be leaders, but they are not willing to be disciplined with their time and learning. Every level of success requires a level of discipline to match it. The uncomfortable path is the one that leads to transformation. People often seek comfort, but comfort never produces growth. The gym is uncomfortable, but it produces strength. Learning a new skill is uncomfortable, but it produces competence. Facing your fears is uncomfortable, but it produces courage. Everything you desire is on the other side of discomfort. Those who embrace the uncomfortable are the ones who experience the impossible. Too many people avoid struggle, not realizing that struggle is what builds them. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Muscles grow through resistance. The strongest trees are the ones that have endured the harshest storms. It is not an easy life that creates powerful people. It is adversity, challenges, and discomfort. The moment you stop running from difficulty and start embracing it, you unlock a level of power within you that you never knew existed. Every challenge you overcome adds to your strength. Every moment of discomfort you endure brings you closer to your true potential. The old version of you must die for the new version of you to emerge. Growth is not an addition, it is a transformation. A caterpillar does not become a butterfly by simply adding wings. It must go through a complete metamorphosis, a breaking down of what it once was to become something new. The same principle applies to your life. If you want to step into the person you were meant to be, you must be willing to bury the version of yourself that no longer serves your future. The old version of you is built on past experiences, failures, fears, and limitation. It is comfortable with what is familiar, even if it no longer benefits you. It clings to old habits, toxic relationships, and negative thought patterns that keep you trapped in cycles of mediocrity. The reason many people never reach their full potential is that they are unwilling to let go of their former selves. They want the rewards of change without the cost of transformation. But true growth requires a funeral. It requires saying goodbye to the excuses, the procrastination, the fear of failure, and the mindset that keeps you small. The hardest battles are often internal. You may not realize it, but you are in a constant war between who you were and who you are becoming. Every decision you make is either feeding your old self or building your new self. Every habit, every thought, and every action is shaping your future. You cannot build a new life with an old mindset. You cannot step into a higher level while clinging to the past. If you want something different, you must become someone different. Many people desire change, but few are willing to go through the process. The process is painful because it requires stripping away everything that no longer aligns with your destiny. It means letting go of friendships that pull you backward, rejecting habits that waste your time, and confronting the fears that have kept you stagnant. It means stepping in discomfort, walking in faith, and trusting that the version of you on the other side is far greater than the version of you that must die. The world is waiting for you to step into your calling. There are people connected to your destiny, people who need what you have inside of you. Your life is not just about you. It is about the impact you were designed to make. The ideas you hold, the talents you possess, the message you carry all have the power to change lives. But none of that can happen if you remain in the shadows of your old self. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out. The world does not need another person playing small. It needs leaders, innovators, and visionaries who refuse to settle. Your existence is proof that you have something to offer. Your voice matters, your ideas matter, your life matters. The question is not whether you have purpose. The question is whether you will rise to it.